Endo get rolled up like car windows, avoiding the policeman's, them Carl Winslows. Word to currency, let's go. Welcome to a new episode of True Be Talking. I am your host, True. And man, it is August. The kids are going back to school. My kids just started school today. And football is getting started up. Basketball is right around the corner. With that being said, let's talk about sports. Let's talk about sports, baby. Let's talk about sports. I want to talk about, football and basketball a little bit right now. Like I said, football starting up, basketball right around the corner. Right now, I want to clean my teams and talk about a couple of things. First off, I want to start with basketball. My team in basketball, San Antonio Spurs. Right now, our roster, we have a good looking roster. We're not going to be winning any championships, at least not this season. I don't want to say anytime soon. Maybe over the next couple of years, maybe depending on what's going to happen. But right now, we're not winning any championships, but we are starting to progress towards having a better team. One positive thing that happened in a negative way, I guess, and I'm a Spurs fan. I'm early 2000 Spurs fan. I'm a fan from the Twin Towers. You feel me? Tim Duncan and the Admiral, bro, David Robinson. So. One thing that happened is Pop is no longer on the sideline. I know a lot of people gonna look at me like, bro, what the fuck is you talking about? Well, personally, I feel like Pop has been slowing us down, man. We won some championships. I think 5 we have. And of course, the last time we won one was we beat LeBron them when Bron was with Miami. The thing is, when it came to recruiting top talent and getting top talent in the NBA, Pop is one of those people that, he just, if it's his way or no way, and he's not bowing to no superstar shit, when you come in to the San Antonio Spurs, you one of the crew. You part of the ship, part of the crew type shit. So you either fall in line or he gonna get you the fuck up out of there. Hopefully with him no longer being the coach, we can maybe, draw some more talent in. Hopefully he's not going to be a controlling dickhead from the front office, which is where he is now. But all that remains to be seen. Right now, like I said, we have a pretty good roster. We got De'Aaron Fox out there. Of course, we got Wemby. Got a pretty good roster right now to build around. Got some pieces to build around. So hopefully over the next few years, we'll get back into that championship mode. My football team, if you didn't know already, Philadelphia Eagles, the defending champs. I've been an Eagles fan since Donovan McNabb. That was my dog. I started being a fan back in now, for one thing, let me just go ahead and get this out the way. I'm not big on watching sports. I was never really just big on watching sports, but around 2010, 2011, got into watching sports a little more, and I did that for a while, and then after 2020, not due to any boycott, I didn't give a fuck about the boycott or whatever, but more of it's too much shit going on, bro, to even care about football and basketball. So I really haven't been following a lot lately or over the past few years, but now with shit as crazy it is, as well it is, why not enjoy a fucking basketball game or a football game if I want to? You feel me? Shit is crazy enough. Enjoy some football, bro. For real, just enjoy some football. So, yeah, my team is the Eagles. Of course, Jalen Hurts. I fucks with Jalen Hurts. I haven't really looked over our roster just yet, but that's starting up. So, fuck it, I'm gonna just watch. I'm gonna just watch and see what we're doing. Hopefully, we can run it back this year, man. Get us another Super Bowl. That'll be, our third one. That'll be the shit. That'll be dope. And I live out here in the DFW, man. I love to talk shit to Cowboys fans. And what's great, I know a few Cowboys fans, so I, talk shit to my friends, man. Y'all suck. It should be 30 years since y'all last championship, bro. And, ain't nothing gonna pop off again until, Jerry Jones, find that bucket and give it a good old kick. But yeah, the Eagles my team on football, Spurs my team in basketball. I also want to speak about the Shadeur Sanders preseason debut. Had a really good debut. Looked how, a lot of us expected him to look pretty good, out there on the field, look comfortable. I want to say this. I made this post on Facebook a while back. Demetrius, put that up for me, bro. I made this post on Facebook talking about what I felt like what was happening when Shadeur dropped so far in the draft. I personally feel that, it was done on purpose. They let him fall that far for a storyline. I personally believe it's going to be a storyline. I think it's going to be, at some point, he's going to get the start this season. Once he gets that start, I feel like he's going to turn the Cleveland Browns around and they start winning games. I think they may end up being a playoff team this year. And I think it's going to end up being him and Lamar Jackson going head-to-head at some point. I don't know if it'll be, in the AFC title game or before that. But I feel like him and Lamar Jackson, the Browns and the Ravens will end up meeting up. And Lamar Jackson is going to go ahead and get his win, and I feel like they're going to try to get that boy his ring this year. Even though I still hope that my team, the Eagles, win. We go out and we win us another one, or at least make it back to the big one. I think there's going to be a storyline that they're going to come with, and I think they're going to try to get Lamar Jackson one this year. I don't think they're going to try to run Mahomes back because people are getting kind of tired of that shit. Bruh. So yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say about that. But like I said, all of this remains to be seen, and we'll see what happens next.
A moment in music.
My pick for a moment in music is Pilot Talk 2. Pilot Talk 2. This is an album by Currency. I read online that it was his fourth studio album. I know he had Pilot Talk 1. I don't know what the first two were before that, but either way, Pilot Talk 2. This album is jamming. It's a dope ass album. It's one of those zero skips albums that people talk about. I mean, from the first song to the last, bro. Dope shit. My favorite songs, I do have some favorites off this album. Even though, like I said, you could just hit play and let it run. My favorite joints is Michael Knight. Michael Knight, it was, of course, a single off the album. Famous. That shit hard. That his flow and that beat, just dope. And the production on this joint, top tier, bro. I think Ski Beats did this one. Famous. A G is what I am. A jet is who I be. You know what I smoke, and you can't see me. That nigga, boy, that shit tight. Hold On is another one that I really like off this album. Baby girl, hold on. Let me find something to roll up on. Baby girl, hold on. Yeah, and mind you, I've been jamming this album for about a week now, like a week straight now. And then also Hide Up. The beat, the verse, the hook, all that shit dope as hell on that song. So yeah, Pilot Talk 2 is a really dope album. It's a classic album. But the reason why I wanted to talk about Pilot Talk 2 right now is because in the month of August, my wife and I will be we're celebrating our 12-year wedding anniversary coming up. So the reason why I want to talk about this album is because she actually bought me this album for Valentine's Day. Back in, I think the album came out like at the end of 2010. I didn't get the album till Valentine's in 2011. So, but she purchased that for me, and that was it was early on. That's actually early on before we even started our relationship. At that point, we were just still in the talking stage. But we did exchange gifts for Valentine's, and this was the gift that she gave me was Pilot Talk 2. It was unexpected. To be honest with you, I wasn't big on like following rappers and shit on the internet, so I don't think I even knew that this shit had came out. I think by the time I found out it had came out was around January, February, and when I found out about it, I guess she just got it in her head, I'm gonna go ahead and buy him this shit. And she bought me this album, man, and I still got it, you know, to this day. Pilot Talk 2, man, it's my shit. Great album, wonderful gift from a lovely, beautiful woman. You feel me?
What we talking about?
Speaking of anniversaries, there's one other anniversary this month in August, the Hurricane Katrina catastrophe. That also took place in August. And I just want to talk about that a little bit. Mainly because I was actually in Hurricane Katrina. When that happened, that was, you know, of course, 2005. I was in college. I was starting school at USM in Hattiesburg, Mississippi. I know, you know, a lot of the damage, like there was a lot of damage and destruction in New Orleans. And that was like the main focus for most people and, you know, for the news and all that. But there was also a lot of damage in Mississippi. We actually, where I was at school, we actually were stranded on campus for about a week. Let's say that Sunday, you know, the storm was coming in that Sunday. It didn't touch down until Monday. So Monday morning, we were, you know, they banging on our doors, waking us up to make us go in the hallway. And, you know, if you're going to go to sleep, go back to sleep in the hall. But we're going to do that shit in the hallway while the storm was going on. So the storm part of it wasn't that bad. Like while the rain and the wind, like, you know, we was in a big dorm room, dorm hall. So it wasn't as bad for us, but the aftermath is what was crazy. Because, of course, once the storm stopped, no power, you know, all the power was out. We were limited on like stuff like water and supplies. And mind you, this is a college campus, so you got all these kids from all these different places all on this campus. They enacted, something happened where I think someone actually got killed at an IHOP across the street from the campus. After that happened, I think it's martial law, everybody had a curfew. If you were caught outside after a certain time, you know, the police would pick you up. And I mean, they were making their rounds. Like once the sun went down, no one was out. And I know that because I was out. We was out. We had, you know what I'm saying? We had like little safety kits and shit. We had a flashlight. So we had our flashlights going out. Like I said, we had only been on campus for like a week. And so we were still going out, you know, just walking the campus, seeing what we could see. Going over to the dorm, the girls' dorm area, because we had some homegirls over there that we would check up on. But it was just a wild time, man. Like no power. People, you know, there were some generators in the building, but not many. If you had a phone, and you were able to have service, because like all the service line power and all that shit was, you know, it was done. So there were people that weren't able to call home. I can't remember when I was actually able to call back home, but or get in touch with anybody. But I know it had to be like a Tuesday or Wednesday before I was able to speak with anybody. And my dad actually lived in Slidell, Louisiana. If you know anything about Louisiana, you know Slidell. If you're coming from Mississippi, Slidell is the first city you run into before you cross the bridge to get to New Orleans. Slidell, then it's New Orleans. So my dad lived in Slidell. They lost everything. Because he came and picked me up. We went to their home to check it to see, you know, what the damage and all that. And you could see water you could see the water line up the wall where the water filled up the house, and then it's, you know, and it stopped right there. And, you know, they lost everything. We stayed and had like, I'm from Tupelo, Mississippi. My stepmom has family in Hattiesburg, so they were there. They were able to, you know, evacuate in time, and they were staying in Hattiesburg. So I think, let's say the storm, like I said, the storm hit Monday. I was on campus till like Thursday. They came and picked me up Thursday. We went to Slidell to check the house, and then we came back, and we were there Thursday, Friday. We were there Friday. Friday, the whole day was spent trying to get gas. Like there was a gas shortage. People were trying to get to higher ground, you know, get to Jackson, get to Meridian, get up north, whatever the case may be. They were trying to get out. So, and I guess because the trucks or whatever couldn't get in because of so much damage, there was just a shortage of gas. So we spent all Friday trying to get gas. And Saturday morning, my dad went out and found another gas station and was able to get like, I think he got up to like half a tank maybe. Able to get some gas, and we just, once he got that little bit of gas, man, we jumped in and we just took off, headed to North Mississippi, headed back home to Tupelo. And I mean, on edge the whole time, cause like, bro, we don't know if we're gonna run out of gas before we see another gas station. We don't know how extensive the damage was, how far up the damage was, and how far we would have to drive to get out of that damaged area to where we could get to a gas station that has gas. Cause we were still passing, you know, gas stations that had signs that said no gas and stuff like that. So it was a wild time, man. It was a wild time. It was crazy. It was devastating. I remember when I made it home, my grandmama, she looked at me and she just like, you look so tired. I'm like, I am. Like, I haven't slept. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, at the time, me and my homeboy AC, what up AC, we were roommates. And for some reason, we decided we were gonna do bunk beds with our, you know, with our beds in our dorm, so we could have more room in the room.
Look at all this floor space. We do aerobics in here. So many activities.
And man, and I had the top bunk. It was hot as hell. I couldn't sleep. It was too damn hot on that top bunk. I couldn't do it. So yeah, my rest was messed up. Mentally, still got a little PTSD from it. There's a new Hurricane Katrina documentary out. I'm not gonna watch it. I thought about it. I couldn't bring myself to do it. I understand, you know, what happened in New Orleans, you know, that's still like the main damage and everything, but I don't want to put myself through that mentally again. I just can't do it. I know I have seen some of my, you know, classmates and stuff from USM. Some of them have watched it and went back, but yeah, like I was talking to my homeboy AC about it a few weeks ago, and it was just, yeah, I can't do it. I can't bring myself to watch it. I did want to mention though, I had a homeboy that actually left us. This nigga, somebody from, another dude from Tupelo, the man, we went to go check on his friends, on his homegirl, his sister. This nigga broke out, went and got some gas and just went home. Just fucking left us. But it is what it is, man. But that was kind of my experience, man. Like it was wild, it was crazy. Pray I never have to go through that again. And I don't plan on it because I don't plan on ever living near water. And if I do live near water, if there's anytime there's a hurricane threat, I'm leaving. You know what I'm saying? I'm because like one of the main things, because like I said, I went to USM, I was in Hattiesburg, so we have people from not only Mississippi, but Louisiana. So we had a lot of people from New Orleans, a lot of kids from New Orleans that went to school with us. So asking them, you know, hey man, is this something that we should be worried about? You know what I'm saying? Because we hearing about the storm, we know the storm is coming, but hey, is this something we need to be worried about? And they, man, nah, we should be fine, man. You know, we just had a hurricane threat like last year that was supposed to be a category 5, and then when it hit, it was like a 3 or a 2, and it's just rain and wind. And we like, you know, I've never dealt with a hurricane. I'm North Mississippi. I don't deal with, the only thing we get from a hurricane is possibly some rain, and that's it. So I don't know what to expect, but I'm listening to them. Okay, cool. Well, we ain't gonna worry about it. We gonna chill then, cool. And they were having hurricane parties. Like, this shit is wild. Like, people that live near water are crazy already. And I mean that respectfully. Like, it's a different, if you go to any coastal area, the air feels a little different, man. But those people, they have a different mindset, and I guess they have to. But they were having hurricane parties and shit, man. And it was going down Sunday night, and then Monday it was like, yo, no, y'all, this is a real one. So But yeah, that was a wild time, man. That was a wild time. But that's really all I had. I'm about to get ready to get up out of here. Of course, I'm gonna take my shot, give my final thoughts. So, just wrapping up, man. This is even though that tragedy happened in August, there's still a lot of great stuff that happens in August. My grandmother, her birthday is in August. Father-in-law, my nephew Deuce, my nephew Shucky. It's a lot of birthdays. And then, like I said, the main one, my wife and I, our 12-year anniversary is coming up. My next episode is actually going to be focused around us, around our anniversary. I'll be putting out a video because I think what I want to do is just have people, if you have any questions about marriage or relationships, if you're married or you're in a relationship or you're thinking about getting married, you're single, whatever the case may be, just gonna have let you ask questions if you have any concerns or anything that you're thinking about or that you might want to know, just whatever the case may be. I'm gonna have my wife on the next episode and we're just gonna go through it, man. We're gonna go through some of the topics, some of the segments, and we're just gonna talk about our relationship and stuff like that. But until then, man, love yourself, love each other, fuck the hate, drink some. Yes, sir. This has been another episode of True Be Talking. I'm True, and I am out.
That boy is good.
Good and terrible.
Sometimes I stare at the wall, thinking of ways to get paid. Man, ain't no feelings involved. I got no bitch on my mind, I got some stress on my chest. Shit, I got bills and some debt. Sometimes it's hard to feel blessed. I keep my mind on my goals and I keep my eyes on the prize. I keep a milk chocolate chick with big tits and thick thighs. One roll on the table and I got a glass full of Crown. I gave her vodka and gin, now all I drink on is brown.